Hi YouTube. This is my first YouTube video. I've been meaning to get to this for a while. I've had a lot of people ask me about vaping, and I know this is a half-ass backwards start, but I've had a few people comment on wanting to know how to clean the Vision 2.0 Clearomizer. Alright, start here at your sink. First, you need to unscrew the top cap. This is a pain in the ass. And I suggest you start with warm water. Make sure right there is an O-ring you do not want to lose that will cause your Clearomizer to leak. Make sure you rinse it real good, blah, blah, blah. There you go. Next, you need to separate, oh, this should be a mirror. Separate the stem and atomizer from your Clearomizer tank. Okay, give that a nice rinse. I'll get to that in a minute. Right here I have an atomizer that I've used for about 5 weeks. I've made sure to clean it on a regular basis. Taking care of it. And let me get to this. You want to make sure you do not lose this little metal nipple right here. That will give you a lot of headache if you lose it, unless you have a backup. But pop that off. It just slides off real easy. And then you have your atomizer on the stem. Yeah. You really need to be careful with the wick. The wicks are very fragile. I've actually taken pretty good care of those. I mean, can't see really well, but it still works just like the day I got it. But you will unscrew the atomizer from the stem. Hold on one second. Alright. Damn, I about dropped it. That'd have been smart, wouldn't have? Alright, hold on. Give me 1 second. Alright. You want to very carefully just run water through it. So you've got your atomizer, your coil, your wicks, and that's a pretty simple device. I don't really know why people think this is impossible to do. And give it a good rinse, toss it in, let it sit for a minute. On the stem that your atomizer screws onto, right here are O-rings that you really don't want to lose. That is not good. But you want to give this a good rinsing out. Oh, pretty simple. Make sure you get everything rinsed out. I always find it's best to take that little metal nipple. This is a pain in the ass to do with one hand. Alright. Yeah, that worked. Take this little metal nipple out. That way you can get in between that and a little rubber piece that holds it in place. And make sure you get that clean, so you're not, mixing juices with other juices. Alright, give that a good rinse. I like to turn it to cold. Make sure I get a good rinse with that, because of the mineral buildup that happens to your water heater. You don't want all that crap in your lungs. And just make sure you get everything nice and rinsed. Not a big deal. Alright, and then the atomizer. Okay, the best way I've found to, once you have the atomizer rinsed out, everything looks good. Drop it down onto a couple of paper towels. And you can see it right there, just paper towels are pulling the water out of the wick, which does really well to start with, but I've seen it to where people are telling you to press on it, and you're putting tension on the wicks. That really don't work all that well. I mean, it does, but you're going to tear your stuff up, and where I've seen it, you want to dab at it. The best thing I found is tissues. Tissues are great for that. Move it around. Make sure to keep it on new spots to keep dabbing at it to get it dry. I mean, normally I would have probably been done with this if it does not take me very long to clean these. Not a big deal. There you go. The atomizer wicks are, they're dry. They look pretty decent. They're no longer coiled up like they used to be, but they're not frayed. They're not falling apart. There's not chunks of them anywhere. And you want to give it, blow it out as best as possible. As well as this. This is something you really want to blow out. And tissues are about the best thing you can use to dry this stuff with. Make sure you get the water out. You don't want the water on this post connected, or touching your battery. Hold on one. I know you can edit these. Alright, awesome. Got that nice and dry. You want to take your atomizer and just gently screw it back in. You want to get it snug in there, but not tight. Oh, there we go. After you do that, here we go. Here's my nice little battery. You can screw this on. And I always find it's best to pulse it. So you can see the coil in there getting hot. And then just pulse it until you hear see that's like the residue build up on the coils. You want to keep doing this don't overdo it. But just keep pulsing it until you hear no water hissing, because that's one of the parts that you can't dry off. And that you have no vapor coming off of it from, residue or... Alright. Don't look too bad. So I love the Vision Clearomizer. They usually work really great. Alright, good to go. Alright, make sure you blow out a little metal nipple. Try to get this as dry as possible. I know it's going to go right back in that e-liquid, but it tends to make a better seal when you get the inside of it dry. I haven't had an issue with my Clearomizer leaking on me or doing anything stupid. Thank God. I've heard of plenty of people that have, and there's people who get the cheap Clearomizers. Nobody's heard of the name, or somebody's selling them off a shelf at some random shop somewhere. And you don't want to buy that cheap ass shit. Alright. Give this a nice... Blow that out as well as you can. This is a pain to do one-handed. Alright. I'm just going to put you down right there. Maybe I should have did that from the start. Oh well. You guys get the drift. Alright. Take like a Kleenex or paper towel. I find a Kleenex is a little bit softer. Doesn't really scratch anything up. Because the longer the life you get out of these, the more money you're saving. But get all the water out. You don't want any bad tasting crap in with your juice. Wipe it off. You've got everything on your battery. Or you've got your atomizer on there. You've got the little metal nipple. You got the little rubber condom thing going on. You got both your O-rings right there. Slide it back on. I always find it's best to take a Q-tip with these and go through it just to get whatever out of it. Make sure that you didn't lose that little rubber O-ring. If you lose that, unless you got something laying around or you got another Clearomizer, you're kind of screwed. Alright, well, I appreciate you spending time watching my video, and I will have many more to come. Later.